Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with the Rossi R95 Triple Black in 30-30 Winchester. This rifle was sent to the channel for use and review. We've actually had it out to the range and we've had it out hunting a few times unsuccessfully, which you're going to hear that a lot on this channel. We're only allowed one buck in our area and I don't travel much. So anyway, the Rossi R95 Triple Black is Rossi's answer to the tactical lever action craze that's going on right now. Now looking at this stock, the first thing, the stock, check it out. That's a killer pattern on that, and it provides a lot of grip. So this stock, you would bet me, I know you'd bet me that this stock is synthetic. On the shelf, in my hands, online, it looks like a synthetic stock, but underneath this is a wood stock. So this is a wood stock gun painted for the grip, but it's a painted stock, and that gets me because this is an all-weather solution without the plastic, without the polymer, giving it the weight of a wood gun and a 16.5-inch barrel. So we got a short footprint on this gun altogether. But yes, the biggest surprise to me was that it was a wood stock painted. It is Cerakoted finish on the barrel and the receiver and the lever here, making it a true all-weather gun solution. Let's start from the rear. We've talked about the stock, talked about the foregrip. It has sling posts for your standard hunting operation, and unlike levers of old, it has a Picatinny rail along the top here that can accept your red dots for close quarter hunting or truck gun situations, or you can mount your standard rifle hunting scopes on this gun if you want to reach out a little bit further and you're not using it like a typical woods gun. It does come outfitted with a peep sight, and the front post is pretty slick. The front post features a brass bead. I'm never a fan of peep sights. They do give you quick acquisition opportunities for quick shouldering in deer hunting situations in the woods, or if you're taking care of a varmint. But typically I'm not as accurate with a peep because you're looking through a fairly large hole with a fairly large dot, and there's a lot of room for interpretation on what the middle is, or until you get really used to shooting with your gun with that style of sight. So up front we have a threaded barrel, suppressor ready, because everybody loves suppressors except the government of New York, California, Washington, all the liberal states. But suppressor is a must-have, and hopefully these laws change soon. Appears to have a cross bolt safety, so the hammer cannot fall if you accidentally were to hit the trigger with the hammer cocked. And if it does fall, it's not going to hit the round. They don't talk about the trigger on the sight. We'll throw a trigger gauge on it. A large loop, I'd probably call this a medium loop because my hand doesn't exactly fit in there. It has a braided rope on here for fast action shooting to give you a little bit of comfort factor with that lever. So that's really cool. So we've covered basically all of the functions. The front sight does have a wind driftage adjustment, so you can move that left and right. And the rear sight peep threads in to that hole there to make slight adjustments, and it appears that it also can slide left or right and up or down on this little sight platform there that backs up the Picatinny rail on this gun. So very cool gun, very nice grip. Weight wise, it's 6 pounds. I believe it's 6.6 pounds 7 ounces, or 6.7. They'll throw that down in the description. You can check it out on their site, but it is under 7 pounds. A lot of the guns we've had on lately have been around that 7-pound mark. Your rear buttstock is actually very squishy. The exterior of it is not. It's kind of towards the middle. It's got a lot of give. So not that 30-30's got a lot of recoil, but it figured I'd cover that for you really quick. Very nice grip. Very easy to shoulder. Very easy to get on target. The ammo sponsor of today's video is Remington Ammunition. They provided this Remington core locked in 150 grain 30-30 Winchester. So thank you to Remington for providing the ammo so that we can make these videos happen. This gun features a 5-round magazine tube, and I attempted to load 6 by running the lever, but once you do that, it seems to go beyond the door, so you can't get one in behind it. Ah! Yeah, so that'd be 5. So once you've loaded it, the round goes behind the door, so you can't add additional rounds. Did not know that, but now I do. All right, got my last 2 rounds. We're gonna take these 2 shots at the 100-yard target. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hit it. I am not very familiar with this gun, but as far as you on your screen, let me see, right there's the target that we're shooting at, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I was shooting steel at pretty close distance and mixed results. But we used up all the Remington ammo that I had. I got to save a few for hunting, you know. All right, call it a day. Stick around real quick. We'll see how I did on that target. But first, my final words on this gun. All right, I'm not sure if you're supposed to dry fire this gun, so I've got an empty case in the cylinder or in the chamber. Reset the trigger gauge to 0. .14, 5 pounds 14 ounces, so almost 6 pounds. £5 14.9, so basically 5 pounds 15 ounces. 3 pounds 9.8 ounces. 5 pounds 13.4 ounces. 4 pounds 10 ounces. It's a little bit all over the place. So all in all, averages out to 5.2 ounce trigger based on the Wheeler trigger gauge. I've had more consistent readings out of other firearms. Final thoughts on the Rossi R95 30-30 Winchester lever action. This gun is surprisingly light, and it is not surprisingly fun. So 30-30 lever actions are a ton of fun and great woods guns, and I just really dig this thing. Unfortunately, this one will be going back because I don't have a budget for another firearm at this time. But surprise, surprise, when this was not synthetic. I mean, seriously, if you think that it doesn't look like synthetic, let me know in the comments. Well, anyway, first off, practicality score. Practicality of a lever action 30-30 is pretty high up there in my book. You get the repeating actions. You got multiple shots. It was, you know, the style that won the West. 5-round capacity, not bad. But lever action really is a kind of a cumbersome. It's not as efficient, in my opinion, as semi-automatic or bolt action, for that matter. And it is an improvement over single shots, which are, you know, practical firearms. So practicality score, let's just talk about all the features. The wood stock, practical use. The paint job, pretty cool. That doesn't weigh into my coolness factor. Threaded barrel is awesome. The Picatinny rail, extremely practical for all modern firearms. The fact that it comes fitted with sights already on it. The peep and the brass little dot up front, which is awesome. Thoughtful use of the rope here wrapped around the lever to give you a little bit of comfort when you're slamming your hand forward. And if I left it in the video, I have a really hard time running these guns quick because I have short arms and I can barely reach forward enough to finish that throw. So this is a longer throw than I was expecting, but the last lever I ran was a 9mm and it was a very short action, almost as short as a 22, but this one's a little longer for me. Practical 30-30 is readily available, a little expensive for what it is. It is a common round and a fun hunting round. Practicality. Phew. Short, I'm gonna go with great length, great woods gun. I was not accurate with it, but I really didn't try, so I'm gonna skip the accuracy score because I failed this thing miserably. I'm assuming this thing's good to go with a red dot. Practicality, I'm gonna give it a 9. That's a pretty high score for me, but practical woods gun, truck gun, RV gun, off-roading gun. This would be pretty cool to have in the pickup. The stock does take abuse. There's already some scuffs and scratches in this this butt stock here from riding in the car or getting put away in the gun room. So just keep that in mind. It's not as durable as synthetic. So I'm sticking with a 9 on practicality. All of the things that you need in a short hunting rifle, especially if you're using this for, you know, a woods gun. The tactical elements, they aren't of any interest to me when it comes to 30-30s, but I think that they shied away from getting too tactical with this thing. I'm glad they didn't put an M-lock rail on it. I think the Picatinny and the Cerakote are enough to convey that it's pretty cool. Moving on to coolness factor, because we're going to skip accuracy. I did not sight this thing in, but I will run out there when this is over and let you know if I hit that 100-yard target. My guess is no, because open peep at that distance, I don't think so, but just check it out. Maybe we got it. Coolness factor, I love the paint. Love the paint on stock. That is so cool. Love the rope on the handle. That could have been maybe leather or made it like Wild Westy, but they did what they did. Cerakote finish, that's cool. Picatinny rail, that's cool. This is where the M-Log would have been cool, but they chose to go with a more traditional stock on it. I love this bead. The brass bead is just a really neat little element on this gun, and the fact it can be suppressed. Coolness factor, it's still a mainframe 30-30 lever gun, so traditional as it gets, and those are cool, but it's borderline FUD. It's enough to piss off a FUD. This gun, yes. Coolness factor, I'm gonna give it a 6. It's one of my lower scores. It's pretty cool, but it's tactical granddad cool. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch. If you found this video useful, helpful, or interesting, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Tonight, it's freaking daylight.